Hello, Kate Marolt here with Soul Wild Free. This is video number 2 of the Claim Your Freedom training series, and I'm so excited for today. This is probably my favorite video because it talks about the thing that we're all holding on to that's stopping us from really moving into our next level of freedom and really having what it is that we desire in every moment. And so in the first video, we talked about where you stop yourself. We talked about what stops you from doing the things that you know are going to bring you joy, bring you freedom, bring you, the money and the love and the travel and the adventure that actually get you to where you want to go. And we talked about getting aware of what those things are, gaining clarity on what it's going to take for you to move past those things, and then committing to actually doing those things to get to the place of freedom for you. We talked about how we fear freedom because we have this inner idea that to really be free and to have everything we want means to be alone and to be isolated and to not really be a part of our communities and our society. And I want to talk about that a little bit, and I want to kind of get rid of that in a way, because the thing is that when we fear being alone, what we're really fearing is not having somebody like us. We're afraid of rejection because we don't want to be alone, but what rejection is it's somebody not agreeing with us or not liking us or not doing what we want or having the relationship that we want with them. And so the main thing that we have to do in order to have the crazy, wild, amazing freedom that we want is that you have to let go of being liked in order to be free. You have to let go of making everybody else comfortable and pleasing the people in your life. Because freedom is an inner thing. It's about putting yourself first, not in a bad way, but in a way that says, here is what I stand for, here is who I am, and I am very clear on what I'm going to do in the situations that come up, with the decisions that I make and the actions that I take, regardless of what anybody else thinks. So we're really good at making other people feel comfortable, right? We're really good at stopping ourselves from being too out there or having too much success or too much love, because it makes the other people in our life who don't have those things necessarily, it can make people uncomfortable, and it can make them, question you out of love, or, give you advice that maybe isn't in alignment with what you want, but because it speaks to where they are in their life. And you see the life that you want to have. You know where you're getting held up. But if you're still not at the place that you want to be, then you're more committed to your current situation than you are committed to your next level of freedom. So I want to reiterate that. If you're not in the place that you want to be, you're more committed to where you're at than you are to where you want to be. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But what that means is that you're not being the person that you need to be in order to get to the place that you want to go. So if you really want to take that stand, claim your freedom, and step into that person, you have to let go of being liked. You have to let go of where you're at. That's the biggest one that holds us back. We eat healthier, we exercise, we go through self-improvement stuff, we meet people, we expand our capacities for relationships. But if we're still trying to get people like us, and that's our main driving force, it's going to stop you from actually getting to where you want to go. It's going to stop you from, when you hear that call deep inside of your body, deep inside of your heart, for what is actually going to bring you aliveness and excitement and awesomeness and magic in your life, we ignore that call or dim it down and push it down, because somewhere in there, it's going to mean somebody's going to disagree. Somebody's not going to like us. Somebody isn't going to want for us what we want for ourselves. So I have plenty of examples of this in my life. I adore my family. I really do. They definitely have a different way of viewing the world than I do. And I realize that while they think that they have my best interests at heart because they're what they would want for me, I still have to make decisions based on what I want. Instead of, deciding to move back to Minnesota and get a job, which is what most of the people in my family do, I have decided to take a stand for what I'm doing, for who I am and where I want to live, because that's who I am and that's what feeds me. And they're not always going to like that. And we're not always going to agree, and that's okay. I've left jobs before because I didn't agree with the way things were being run. And it didn't necessarily make any sense for me to leave the jobs at the time, but they were out of alignment with who I was as a person. And usually it would get to a point where I would feel totally lost and totally broken and like I could not handle one more second. And I made some bad decisions a couple of times. I didn't tell people how I felt or who I was or what I stood for. And it ended up in ruining relationships. It ended up, me leaving jobs feeling really terrible or walking away from friendships in a way that really wasn't serving to me or that other person. And it sucks when that happens, because the thing about people who are freedom seekers and who are on this path and who are on this, life of adventure and purpose and creating things in the world, at some point we all make that decision to do whatever it takes to get there. But if we're not clear on who we are, and if we're not okay with people not liking us along the way, a lot of times we end up breaking things. We end up breaking relationships, breaking jobs, breaking homes, breaking stuff, because we're out of alignment with how we have to be and how we have to show up every single day to be in that position. And yet our subconscious can work for us, where it's, it creates these situations for us where we do have to walk away, where we do have to get out, we do have to do these things. But if you can decide right now that you're going to commit to letting go of being liked, a lot of that stuff goes away. And you don't have to worry about letting people down, about feeling guilty for wanting to be free, for feeling guilty about your desires, or feeling ashamed of not doing it the way that you think you're supposed to do, or the way that other people think you're supposed to do. So that's the biggest thing. When you let go of being liked, you can actually answer that call in your heart, in your belly, the one that says, here's what you've been put on this planet to do. This is who you are. And instead of getting stuck in this idea that you have a really long way to go to get there, you can actually realize you're there already. What's holding you back is your commitments to other people and your commitments to your perception and the way people perceive you. If we're more attached to creating our image and creating the image of how we want people to look at us so that we're liked, then we're going to always think that we're farther away than we really are. We're always going to be monitoring the call and the intuition and the knowing that we have inside of us against what we think other people want from us. You are so much closer than you think you are. You can have it all. You don't have to wait. You don't have to do a certain thing. All that you need is to decide to be a certain way and to be the person who acts the way that your wildest free dream life entails. So now that you have decided that you're going to let go of being liked, you're going to let go of making other people comfortable, you're going to choose freedom every moment, what's calling you? What's in you that's asking to come out, that's asking to be shared, that's asking to be experienced and explored in this world? What freedom is calling you? What purpose is seeking to be made through you? Awesome. Thank you so much for listening to this video. This is video number 2 of the Claim Your Freedom series. Video 3 will be out shortly. And I want to know, in what areas of your life do you need to let go of being liked? Who do you need to stop monitoring yourself for? And what is the call that's within you that's been longing to be answered? Let me know. I'll talk to you soon. This is Kate Marolt with Soul Wild Free. Have a fantastic day.